Hello students, myself Rajesh Kumar Sharma from US Academy Institute, Gorakhpur. This is my fifth video for class 9. In this we will discuss complex permanent tissues of chapter the tissue. As we have already discussed about plant tissue, in that two types of tissue, that is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. In permanent tissue we have discussed apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. And in case of permanent tissue we have already discussed about simple permanent tissue. Now let us discuss about complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue means the tissue which is made up of more than one type of cells. In this, xylem and phloem comes. Let us see here. Complex permanent tissue. The complex tissue consists of more than one type of cells which work together as a unit. Complex tissue help in transportation of organic materials, water and minerals up and down in the plants. That is why it is also known as conducting or vascular tissues. The common type of complex permanent tissues are xylem or wood, phloem or bast. Xylem and phloem together forms vascular bundles or vascular tissues. First one, xylem. Xylem is also known as wood, the hard part of plant. It is a vascular and mechanical tissue. Xylem cells are thick-walled. They are found in the form of tubular passage, means tube-like structure from which water and mineral can pass up and down. Xylem consists of four types of cells called xylem elements. These are: first one, tracheids, single celled, elongated, angular, dead cells. Second one, vessels are tracheae, much elongated and multicellular tubes, means they are longer than tracheids. Xylem parenchyma, small and thick-walled living parenchyma cells. They are living part of the xylem. Xylem sclerenchyma are wood fibers, more elongated fibers with thick walls and narrow cavities. See the figure. Tracheids, there are pits. Pit means pore-like structures, pores, vessel membrane and vessel membrane. Tracheids and vessels. Except xylem parenchyma, all other xylem elements are dead, as we have already discussed. Vessels are the most important cells of all the four type of xylem elements. The transverse wall between the vessel elements are partially or fully dissolved to form continuous channels or water pipes. Means they are like water pipes which help in conducting mineral and water from soil to upper part of the plant. The ring present in the trunk of an old tree are the xylem rings. By counting the number of rings, we can determine the age of tree. Means if we want to know the age of plant, then we can count the ring made by xylem and we can determine the age of a tree. Difference between tracheids and vessels. Tracheids are unicellular vessels made up of a number of cells. End walls remain intact. The end walls get dissolved to form vessels. Vessel means pipe-like structures. The ends are tapering. The ends are rounded. Their walls are very thick and they have narrow lumen. Lumen means the space inside the pipe, means middle portion of a pipe. Their walls are less thick and they have wide lumen, means their diameter is more in case of vessels. Functions of xylem. The main function of xylem is the upward movement of the water and dissolved minerals ascent of from the soil from the soil by root to the different parts of the shoot. Tracheid vessels and xylem sclerenchyma provide mechanical strength to the plant body. Next, that is phloem. Phloem is also made up of 4 different type of cells. That is sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Let us see here. Phloem is a living conducting or vascular tissue. It consists tube-like xylem, but it performs no mechanical function. Phloem consists of 4 elements or cells. These are sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. First one, sieve tube. These are cylinder or tube-like structures made up of elongated, thin-walled. See the difference. In case of xylem, the wall is thick-walled, and in case of phloem, this is here the wall is thin-walled. Thin-walled cells placed end to end. The end wall of sieve tube cells are perforated. Perforated means numerous pores are present on the surface by numerous pores and are called sieve plates. The nucleus of sieve tube degenerate on maturity. However, cytoplasm persists, means nucleus which are present at initial stage, but when sieve tube matures, then the nucleus degenerates. This is the important feature of sieve tube. See the figure. sieve tube, companion cell, nucleus, sieve plate, phloem parenchyma. This is phloem element. Next, that is companion cell. These are thin-walled and elongated cells attached to the lateral side of the sieve tubes. These cells have very active cytoplasm and large elongated nucleus. These cells are living. They control the activity of sieve tube elements. Phloem parenchyma. They are thin-walled living cells. They store food and help in the lateral transportation of food. Phloem fibers. These are sclerenchymatous fibers which provide mechanical strength to the plant body. Function of phloem. Phloem help in transportation of organic food which are prepared by plant during photosynthesis process in the leaves or green leaves to the all parts of a plant, means conduction of organic foods from leaves to all parts of the plant up to root. Phloem here see the difference. In case of xylem, the movement is unidirectional, means from soil or from lower to upper surface, upper part of the plant. And in case of phloem, the movement is or transportation is bidirectional, means it can conduct food to upper side and lower side both. Phloem parenchyma help in storage of food. Important fact, although the sieve tubes are devoid of nucleus, but still they remain living. This is because of the fact that the sieve tubes are depend on the adjoining companion cells which develop from the same meristematic cell. The two cells together form a functional unit, means after degeneration of nucleus of sieve tube, this is controlled by nucleus of companion cell, and both sieve tube and companion cell work like a unit or functional unit. Difference between xylem and phloem. It consists of mainly dead cells, means in case of xylem. Phloem consists of living cells. It consists of tracheid vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Elements of phloem are sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. It conducts water and dissolved minerals from root to the aerial parts in the upward direction. It translocates organic food from the leaves to the storage organ and growing parts of the plant. Difference between meristematic and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue. The cells are small and isodiametric. The cells are variable in shape and size. Second one, intercellular spaces are usually absent. In case of permanent tissue, conspicuous intercellular spaces are present. In case of meristematic tissue, vacuoles are absent. In case of permanent tissue, large vacuoles are present in mature cells. Fourth one, the cell walls are thin in case of meristematic tissue. Cell walls are mainly be thin or thin, may be thin or thick. Means, as we know, in case of phloem, the cell wall are thin, whereas in case of xylem, the cell wall are thick. The cells divide again and again. Cells normally do not divide in case of permanent tissue. The cells are undifferentiated. The cells are fully differentiated. It is simple tissue. It may be simple or complex permanent tissue. Now after plant tissue, let's start the animal tissue. As we know, animals are also made up of different type of tissues, and the tissues in case of animals mainly can be divided into 4 types. Let us see here. Animal tissue based upon the structure and function. Simple tissue in multicellular animals are categorized into 4 types. These are epithelial tissue, second one connective tissue, third one muscular tissue, and fourth one neural or nervous tissue. These tissues are further classified and summarized. See the table. Animal tissue divided into first 4 types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous or neural tissue. Then epithelial tissue further divided into 2 parts: simple epithelial tissue made up of single layer in thickness, compound epithelial tissue multi-layered in thickness, muscular tissue further divided into 3 parts: stripped, unstripped, and cardiac. Then connective tissue further divided into connective tissue proper, skeletal tissue, and vascular tissue. Then connective tissue proper further divided into areolar tissue, white fibrous tissue, and yellow fibrous tissue. While skeletal tissue divided into 2 types: cartilage and bone. And vascular tissue divided into blood and lymph. Epithelial tissue further divided into squamous, cuboidal, columnar, pseudostratified, ciliated, glandular, sensory, germinal, pigmented, and ciliated. Let us see the general features of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue that are present on outer surface or the surface exposed to the environment. Let us see here. This type of tissue always grow on some other type of tissue. It is characterized by the following properties or features. Cells are present end to end without or with negligible intercellular spaces. Second one, it always rests upon a non-cellular, non-living gelatinous layer called basement membrane. Third one, there is no direct blood supply to this tissue. Fourth one, it is non-nervous in nature. Fifth one, the cells of this tissue may be flattened, cuboidal or columnar in shape. Sixth one, the cells may be present in a single layer, simple epithelium, or in many layers, one above the other, compound epithelium. Next one, it covers all the organs and lines, cavities of hollow organ like stomach. Functions of epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue performs a number of functions, such as it is primarily protective in function, as it is present outer surface of our body. It covers all the organs from outside. Example, epidermis of skin, and forms the lining of hollow organs. It prevents the underlying cells from drying, injury and chemical effects. Epidermis of skin also protect the body from infection. Glandular epithelium secretes useful substances for the body. Sensory epithelium forms sense organs that help in perceiving the external stimuli. Germinal epithelium help in the formation of gametes. 6.1. In certain parts, epithelial tissue is absorptive, excretory, or secretory in functions. Depending upon the number of layers of the cells, the epithelial tissue is of two types: simple epithelial tissue and compound epithelial tissue. Simple epithelial tissue. In this type of epithelial tissue, the cells are present in single layer, so that all the cells rest upon basement membrane. Depending upon the shape of cells, simple epithelial tissue is classified into 5 types. Which are those? First one, squamous epithelium. It is also called pavement epithelium. It contains flattened cells arranged end to end like tiles of a floor. The cells are very thin, polygonal in surface view, and are highly bulging in the center where the nucleus is present. See the figure. Squamous epithelium, like tiles of a floor. Nucleus, cells inside view. Basement membrane, cells in surface view. Location. This type of tissue is found in lining of the body cavity, blood vessels, and cheeks. Function. It protects underlying parts from injury, entry of germs, harmful chemicals, and drying up. Next one, cuboidal epithelium. In this type of epithelium, the cells are cube-like or isodiametric. They are polygonal when seen from the surface. Nucleus, basement membrane, cuboidal epithelium. See the figure. Cells in surface view. Location. This tissue is found lining the body of nephron of kidney, gonads, sweat glands. Function. It is protective in function. Next one, columnar. In this type of epithelium, the cells are pillar or column-like. These are arranged side by side in such a way so that the longitudinal axis of the cells is at right angle to the free surface. The cells are polygonal in surface view. See the figure. Nucleus, goblet cells, columnar cell, pillar-like cells. Location. This tissue is found lining the alimentary canal, the sensory organs, etc. Function. It is protective, secretory, absorptive, and sensory in function. Next one, pseudostratified epithelium. This type of epithelium contains two types of cells, that is long pillar-like cells and small triangular. The pillar-like cells are broad on the free surface and narrow down toward the basement membrane. In between the narrow cells are present the small triangular cells. Hence, it seems to be two-layered, but is actually single-layered. See the figure. Goblet cell, long cells, basement membrane on which single-layered cells are present. Short cells, pseudostratified. Location. It is found lining the trachea. Trachea means respiratory system. Bronchi, etc. Function. It is protective in function. Next one, ciliated epithelium. In this type of epithelium, the cells may be cuboidal, columnar, pseudostratified. On its free surface are present very fine hair-like cilia. These cilia are capable of beating. Location. It is found lining the body of nephron, buccopharyngeal cavity of the frog and trachea. Function. The cilia by their beating set small structures, gases or liquids in motion over the epithelial surface. Depending upon function performed by simple epithelial tissue, it is further classified into 5 types. This is based on function. Glandular epithelium, secretory in nature and found in glands. See, glandular simple epithelium, ciliated columnar epithelium, basal granules, nucleus, cilia and goblet cell. Sensory epithelium, capable of perceiving stimuli. It is found in all the sensory organs See the figure. Supporting cell, test cell, stratified epithelium, sensory nerve fibers. Next one, germinal epithelium produces gametes and is found lining the gonads. Next one, pigmented epithelium contains colored pigment and is found in the outer layer of the retina of eye. Ciliated epithelium causes movement by beating of cilia. It is found lining the trachea, uterus, etc. Next, stratified epithelium or compound epithelium. This we will discuss in our next video. Thank you.